Welcome to the ParcelPedia Podcast, the ultimate guide to all things shipping and business services in Frisco, Texas. From U.S. Mail and FedEx to private mailboxes and packing supplies, we've got you covered. Stay tuned for a special discount code to save on your next order. And now, delivering expert tips and insider insights with a smile, here's your host, James Banks, owner of ParcelPedia.
Handling fragile or high-value items is no small feat. When it comes to packing up your precious cargo, how does ParcelPedia keep things safe and sound? Let's unwrap the process of ensuring your items arrive in one piece. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host/producer, back in the studio with James Banks. James, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Sophia. How are you?
I'm doing great, James. So, what's the process like for handling fragile or high-value items, and how do you ensure they're protected?
Oh, great question. Thanks for asking. The process is very similar to just about any other shipment. We always take care of any product. High-value items, you want to make sure you have insurance. You want to make sure your packing is documented. That's one step that a lot of people forget. They may pack it well with bubble, but if you don't have pictures to back up your packing, you will maybe lose that claim if it comes down to it, if something happens or it's lost. So you want to document every step, opening it, wrapping it in the box before you seal it, as it's sealed, label on, all those steps. It may seem like a lot of work, but 10 extra photos in your camera will go a long way when it comes to getting your value back if something were to happen to a package. And as far as fragile, you want to have a lot of space around the item in the box to leave room for cushioning, such as bubble wrap and packing peanuts. Everyone here at ParcelPedia is well versed on packing. We can help you with that. If you have any questions, any doubts, please come to us. That way we can just give you tips. We can help you with it. We can do it for you. There's definitely different ways to do it, but we can help you anyway to make sure it gets there safely.
And so how do you assess which items need extra protection or specialized packaging?
Definitely, I would say the material, what makes up the material. If it's a fragile material, ceramic, glass, pottery. If it's a very complex structure like watches, clock parts, things that are they may not be breakable. They're made out of metal, but they're fit together in such a precarious way. You don't want that to fall apart in the box. It all depends on what it is. So just please bring it to us. You can leave it completely untouched. We can do it all for you. We'll make sure you insure it and get it there safe. But we just take everything as is. We assess it as is. We don't take anything, as compared to another customer, like, oh, we did it this way. Every new package is its own individual package that we will assess on its own to make sure it gets there correctly for you.
And so what specific materials do you use to ensure fragile items are protected during shipping?
There are several different materials to use. Some are better for some cases and some are worse. Small bubble wrap, which would be, I think we all know, most carriers, FedEx, UPS, DHL, they do not recognize the small bubbles as protective material. So if that's all that you have and something happens, breaks, they will say, hey, we're glad you wrapped it up, but you didn't wrap it up to our standards. And that's why it's good to come to us when we know those different things, and we can make sure that if something goes and it does get damaged, that we did our part to pack it correctly, so that if we do need to do a claim, we have all our cards in a row and we can get things done.
And so on that note, what is the most common mistake people make when shipping fragile or high value items?
Overpacking with material that is not soft. Packing paper is good for sturdier fragile. I know it's kind of an oxymoron, sturdier fragile, but ceramic bowls, heavy plates, those things, they are fragile. They will crack, they will break, but they're heavier. They can take a little bit more abuse as far as what they're wrapped in. So the packing paper is good for those. Very thin glass, fine china, you don't want to use too much paper. The paper compact through vibrations over shipping, which then will allow a gap in the box, and then you'll have space for those smaller items to bounce around and break. So bubble wrap foam are much better for very, very fragile items. Paper and thicker bubbles okay for not so fragile items.
Any final last words for handling fragile or high value items for our listeners here?
If there's any doubt, let us figure it out. We will take care of you. You do not have to stress about it at home. You don't have to scour the drawers and the closets for packing material. We have it all here. Just bring it to us. We'll take care of you. We'll help you out and make sure it gets there safe.
Love it, James. We'll catch you in the next episode. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you, Sophia. You too.
Thanks for joining us on the ParcelPedia Podcast. Don't forget, mention podcast at our store to snag 10% off select shipping services. Stop by at 8992 Preston Road, Suite 110, Frisco, Texas, or give us a ring at 972-335-1450. We're here to make your shipping a breeze. Until next time, keep shipping and smiling.